सर अभी राइट नाउ जो सिचुएशन है बॉर्डर पे, सीज फायर होने के बाद जब डोनाल्ड ट्रंप का ट्वीट आया कि मैं तो बीच में आया, मैंने मीडिएट किया, ये दोनों मेरे दोस्त हैं और हमने अब सीज फायर कर दिया एंड आई विल डू बिजनेस विद बोथ ऑफ देम एंड पीस प्रिवेल्स, और जो सारी बातें हुई उसके बाद ठीक है सीज फायर हो गया। सीज फायर होने की सेम रात ही फिर से उन्होंने हरकतें शुरू कर दी पाकिस्तान ने, फिर से वो ड्रोन्स आने शुरू हो गए एंड वही बॉर्डर पे फिर से शेलिंग फायरिंग की आवाज़ें सुनाई दी गई और ये लगातार होता रहा। अगर मैं बात करूं मंडे रात को भी ये एग्जैक्टली चीज़ें होती रही, तो ये सुधरता क्यों नहीं है पाकिस्तान?
You see, Supreet, this is a very puzzling question you asked me because it has puzzled the world also. It has puzzled, actually speaking, our military establishment also, because General Munir has spoken to the American leadership. Munir has spoken to Rubio, Secretary of State, because no country, especially Trump, will never give a statement like this unless there is a yes from General Munir, because political leadership is of hardly any kind of power there. They are a puppet government, everybody knows. All right. So 100% it is sure that when the ceasefire finally agreement came, it was with the explicit consent of General Munir, Chief of Staff, right?
जी,
In spite of that, within hours, we started again seeing drones coming inside and there was attack was going on. This was a major question which is being asked around in the defense analysis also. Ye kya ho raha hai? What is happening? Is it because they try to defy the American authorities, or is they want to snook a coup at these people? So if you ask me personally, this is very my personal thing, I personally feel there is certain indications also that there are certain rogue elements within the Pakistan army. There are certain rogue elements. They are driven by very fanatical ideas. They're much more fanatic than what we think. Also, there is a growing challenge which is being brewing inside the Pakistan army against General Munir also. So there could be a situation of a kudita. A kudita is military conspiracy, okay? Kudita, that's the word. Okay. There could be some conspiracies. There was some information. So there were some reports earlier also coming that General, you remember General Munir would be thrown away. Somebody else took over. All these fake news is coming up. There is some meaning to it. There is some smoke. If she's seen that, it means there is some fire, some splinter somewhere. So I personally feel this sudden spurt again happened in the hostilities from there could be because certain rogue elements in the lower cadre, maybe certain officers definitely involved, they never wanted a ceasefire. So they probably thought these splinter elements, they are renegades, they are the rogue elements. They are not disciplined force there sometimes, So it was very surprising after the chief has given an order for ceasefire, still the hostilities are going on. That also shows to the world that his authority is questioned.
तो इसका मतलब पाकिस्तान के साथ जो सीज फायर किया है उसका कोई एक्चुअल मतलब है या नहीं है? क्योंकि जैसे अगर बीच में रोग एलिमेंट्स हैं तो फिर तो वो अगर अपनी सरकार या अपनी आर्मी की चीफ की नहीं अगर सुनेंगे तो फिर कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है.
Now I personally feel you will find after a few days many court martials will happen now. You will hunt out those rogue elements and they will be purged if there is a small resistance. But if the resistance is very big, then you will find even the chief getting displaced.
तो ये जितने भी जो उसके बाद अटैक्स हुए हैं तो ये सारे रोग एलिमेंट से हो सकते हैं.
I personally feel reason is, you remember after that incident, next day morning only, everything normalized. Ceasefire held.
हाँ जी.
Why the ceasefire was held then? Because Pakistan also doesn't want to say that our army is indisciplined.
Oh.
How do they say that? Can they say that my army is indisciplined? मेरी बात ही नहीं सुनते. You see, so they've also hushed up the whole thing. They said there is some communication issues and all, but nobody is talking about it. Have you noticed this? Nobody is talking about why this again happened. So I personally feel, knowing Pakistan army, there are splinter elements who are entirely fanatical. They don't want this ceasefire. They want to go into the war path only. Because these are the people, they know that once they go for all-out war, I'll tell you their psyche now. Once they go out in all-out war, they will create a narrative in the world that Islam is under threat. It is nothing there. It is just a narrative they will develop. Suppose Manlo, we also overreacted. Suppose there was a violation of ceasefire. Suppose we reacted to it. We bombarded them again. Naturally, the war will on. War will carry on. Now we will say it is a pause. Right now also we say it's a pause only. Prime Minister also said it's a pause. We are all alert in the border. So suppose the war continues with this kind of technique they use, probably these elements, whatever element is there, then what will happen? This is one thing we must understand. They will create a narrative in the world that the holy city, which was made after 1,300 years, which General Munir has said. General Munir was briefing 2-3 weeks before in Musafirpur. He had a very, that speech started the whole triggered the whole thing. You know what he said? He said, Prophet Muhammad has made Medina, the holy city, 1,300 years back. After 1,300 years, our founder of the nation, Jinnah Sahib, made Pakistan the next holy city. So now you see the narrative. Now next time what he's going to say would be, look at this, the holy city of Islam is under attack from Hindus. So this is a very, this is the kind of narrative I feel, this is a very personal opinion, they are going to develop if this war continues. I hope, that is why I'm saying God has been kind, or the world should be happy to know that this war has now become ceasefire. There is a ceasefire here. If it had continued, you would have seen all the Muslim world putting their might behind Pakistan in the coming days. China, of course, is there. So, you look at Pakistan, they got nothing to lose. Vaise nanga hai, they got nothing to lose. For them, war is an option. Because if there is a war, they will clamor that our holy city, of Islam is under threat from India. So, what will happen if that narrative develops? You will find even maybe the whole Islam countries may not come in the open and say we will support Pakistan, but clandestinely they are going to support. The way many Islam countries are supporting Hamas, supporting Hezbollah, supporting Houthis.
So they are trying to play the victim game.
Definitely they are, because that suits them, no, because that country is impoverished. 27 times they have taken IMF loan. They never paid back. They are in debt with every country. The economy of Pakistan is popped up by Chinese money. 1/5 of economy is debts from China. So you can imagine kitni Chinese influence है उस country के ऊपर. So China feeding the weapon systems and the money flowing from Islam countries, this is going to be an ongoing war. And the whole world wants to see India bleeding.
Because India is growing. India is growing fast.
India is growing. Why? Because the whole world is jealous of us. ये विश्व गुरु actually हम बन रहे. We are becoming a superpower very soon. 2030, it is projected by Prime Minister Modi. It is a very clear fact that we are going to be the third largest economy in the world. So it is very happy situation for the whole world, especially our enemies. Even the Western world, they are not very comfortable India is growing. Okay, so they will be very happy to see India bleeding and becoming weaker. Even a full-fledged war would have pulled down India's economy at least 25-30 years. And look at Pakistan. Let me finish. Pakistan would be happier because as it is an impoverished land. They are a beggar as it is. So whatever they get, they are happy. So in the pretext of a war and as a victim player, they will cry victim. They would have had all the people gathering behind them. The whole Muslim world they will gather. And look at India. In a crisis like this, we probably thought Americans would stand strong with us. Now you see the way they deserted us.
Yes.
So you ask yourself, in a crisis situation, who will stand with us in the world? It's $1 million question. I leave it to you. I leave it to everybody to understand this. So, these warmongers, I'm finally coming to that. These warmongers got very myopic view of the whole thing. It is myopic. We are a very strong power, but we have to preserve our power. We should not get into the trap of China, because who is going to benefit the maximum if there is a full-fledged war? China. Because China is our sworn enemy, adversary in the neighborhood. China will be too happy to help Pakistan to beat us because they are not getting involved. So, I am telling you, very soon, if this happens, this war going on like this, we don't want to become another Russia and start bleeding. And we don't want Pakistan to become another Ukraine, where the whole Pakistan is getting powered by vested interested people to put us down. That is why I'm telling you, ये जो splinter group जो कर रहा है, it was also instigated. I really don't know who instigated them. Maybe there is some countries instigated them also. Maybe China has instigated them. You don't know.
अब जैसे इसी सिचुएशन में ये जो नैरेटिव पाकिस्तान बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा है, तो इन अ वे एक बहुत पॉजिटिव जो इंडिया में इस समय देखा गया कि सभी धर्म इकट्ठे थे इस समय। हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई, चाहे जैन हो, बौद्ध हो, सब इकट्ठे थे और सब इंडियन थे और इंडियन है। मतलब एक लगा कि धर्म की बात ही नहीं हो रही, सब जय हिंद का नारा लगा रहे हैं।
Absolutely right.
तो ये एक किस चीज से बच के भी रहना होगा इन फ्यूचर ऑल्सो, ये जरूर आप एक बताइए, क्योंकि आपने जो एक बात बोली कि हमें ही अपना ध्यान खुद रखना होगा और इकट्ठे मिलकर रहना होगा। इवन जो इंडियंस इंडिया के बाहर है उनको भी जो है फेक नैरेटिव से बचना होगा।
बहुत important है ये, because see, we are a blessed country, as should I say, because we are the only secular country in the world, and here also we have a very considerable size of Muslim population. We got 22 crore Muslim population. Pakistan has got only 24 crores. So we got equal strength of Muslims here, and they are all Indians, and we are all Indians together today. There is not an iota of doubt about the patriotism of all Indians here. We never had an issue in these last few days of turmoil and chaos. We stood together. That is the strength of the country. That's what Prime Minister also yesterday said. He admired the whole people, that we stood, like when even opposition parties, everybody stood together, including opposition leaders. They have started praising us. Look at Shashi Tharoor, what he has spoken. He is a vociferous critic otherwise. But he also said, this is the way admirably dealt the situation. So everybody is together. That is the strength of India.